In today's episode, I'm going to be refreshing the soil in this container and planting some onions. I'm sure you guys can see off to the right hand side of the screen, I have a little helper. She's not all that helpful, but she wants to get in the clip, so there's part of her face. Bam! I have yellow onions, about 50 of them. They're not all going to be going in this container, but I'm going to put as many as I can in here and then find somewhere else in the garden for them to go. Here's little nosy boots again. Now I'm going to put some fertilizer in this container. I have some vegetable tone and some Osmocote. No. I am working over here now. You can't help, and I don't want you getting this in your face. You can't help. No. 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 She's not listening. You're gonna go in the house. Don't want this in your face. See? That's why I don't want this in your face. This container had peanuts in it this year. There might be some popping up next year. Bless it. Bye-bye. No. I fertilized further down in the container already. I'm just working in some fertilizer on the top few inches of soil. She thinks everything is for her. There are some larger onion bulbs or onion sets and some smaller ones. I'm going to pick out the larger ones first, plant as many of those as I can, and then work with the smaller ones. At the base of the onion, you'll see where the roots are going to come out, and at the top here, you'll see that's where the green parts will come out. You put the root part down into the soil and press it firmly. Now that I have these planted, I'm going to go ahead and smush some of the soil over the top and add some compost. before I finish with this pot for the evening. I decided to add 2 more onion bulbs right along the edge here. That's probably not a good idea. They may not swell as big as I would like them to, but any size onion will still eat. This is compost I pulled out of my compost bin that I created this year. It does still contain some unbroken down food, but that's okay. I put some worm castings in this container further down, and so this container does contain worms, and this will also be food for them as well. I'm going to top this pot off with some leaves. I'm going to be using leaves as mulch as well as food for the worms that are in this container. I just pulled these leaves off of the patio that blew in earlier this week. Now, also these leaves will be used not only as mulch, but they'll be used as food for the worms. And if you're not quite certain how beneficial leaves and leaf mulch is in the garden, I'll put some information in the description box below. So now I'm going to water everything in. Y'all already know, if you've been watching my channel, I'm heavy-handed, so the water is coming from the top as well as the spout. Now I'm going to take the time to put this tool back on top of the container to hopefully keep my nosy little dog out, and I'll find somewhere else in the garden to place some more onions. I found a few more places in the garden where I could pop in some more onions. So I'm just going to pop them in here. And if I've run out of space, I'll look for one more location. Now that I've finished planting all of those onions, I have a few garlic cloves I need to plant. So in this container where I have a couple of golden beets and some rutabaga, I am going to plant some garlic. Now in this container as well, I've placed some worm castings, so I know I have worms in this pot as well. As a matter of fact, as I'm moving my hand around, I'm seeing a few on the surface, so I'm trying not to smush them as I'm about ready to put in this garlic. If you've never planted garlic before, this is how you do it. You take the flat part of the garlic that you see here and place that towards the soil. The top part is what goes up. That's where your green is going to be coming out. And so you just place it down like I just showed you, and that's how you plant your garlic. Some leaves have blown in this pot as well. I'll be topping up all the pots before the winter with leaves. Time to water everything in. I hope you enjoyed today's content as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Until the next time, happy gardening to you.